Well, late last night, the State of the Union took center stage with President Donald Trump delivering a record-breaking speech that lasted 1 hour and 48 minutes. He had previously broken the record in his State of the Speech last year. Now, during the speech, he recognized Scott Ruskin, who is a Coast Guard rescue swimmer and is stationed right here in Corpus Christi. Scott rescued 164 lives during the Kerrville floods.
People watched Scott from a distance, and they couldn't believe what they were seeing. The winds were blowing, the rain was pouring, everything was going, and that rapid water, nobody's ever seen anything like it. They said.
Ruskin was awarded the Legion of Merit for extraordinary heroism for his actions in Kerrville. I spoke with Democratic Congressman Vicente Gonzalez earlier today. He tells me President Trump missed an opportunity with his State of the Union address. The congressman says Trump did not address key issues for South Texas, including our water crisis, public education funding, and the economic impact of cuts that our local military bases could face, such as CCAD and NAS Kingsville. Gonzalez also responded to the President Trump's call to put Americans first over undocumented immigrants. This is what he told me.
I do believe Americans should go first in resources and attention and in care. I think it should be America for Americans first. It doesn't mean we're going to treat immigrants with disrespect or we're going to be mean. I'm certainly against the hyper-aggressive ICE raids that we're seeing conducted across the country. I was one of the most critical Democrats on how the border was handled during the Biden administration. And I have to give credit where credit is due. The border is under control. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to agree with the hyper-aggressive ICE raids that are going on.
Congressman Gonzalez also adds, if we are going to deport people, we should do it in a humane way, and we should find a pathway for citizenship for those who have been here for several years. Well, the United States is beefing up their presence in the Middle East as tensions with Iran continue to escalate. Most recently, it was announced that a dozen F-22 stealth fighters are being moved and stationed in Israel. President Trump spoke on the ongoing negotiations with Iran during last night's State of the Union.
My preference is to solve this problem through diplomacy. But one thing is certain, I will never allow the world's #1 sponsor of terror, which they are by far, to have a nuclear weapon.
More conversations between the United States and Iran are expected later this week. Well, staying with the news in the nation's capital, a small disruption broke out just minutes into the State of the Union speech. Texas Democrat Al Green was escorted out of the House after he was seen holding a sign that said, quote, "Black people aren't apes." Green later spoke to the press on why he chose to make this demonstration.
I wanted him to know, and I wanted him to see it and hear it up close. But judging from the expression on his face, he got the message.
Green's poster stems from a post made by President Trump on social media where near the end of the video, Barack and Michelle Obama were shown as monkeys in a jungle.